This week we looked at some big topics, from Trump's comments about undocumented immigrants and Medicare, to LeBron James's Game 7 record, whether coffee dehydrates you, and if most millionaires are truly self-made. Let's break down the facts. Let's start with politics. Recently, Donald Trump claimed that undocumented immigrants are draining Medicare and other federal health programs. That sounds alarming, but is it true?
Here's the fact. Undocumented immigrants are not eligible for Medicare, Medicaid, or Affordable Care Act subsidies. By law, they're excluded from those benefits, except in emergency cases where hospitals are legally required to treat anyone in crisis. That's a very small fraction of total Medicaid spending. So when you hear talk about free health care for illegal immigrants, it's mostly rhetoric, not reality.
It's a reminder that complex policy debates often get reduced to sound bites, and sound bites rarely tell the full story. Now let's talk sports. There's a claim that LeBron James has never lost a Game 7 in his NBA career. It sounds like a myth, but this one's actually true.
LeBron's Game 7 record stands at 6 wins and 0 losses. That includes some of the most iconic performances in playoff history, like his 45-point masterpiece against the Celtics in 2012 and his 2016 Finals comeback with the Cavaliers.
So yes, LeBron is undefeated in Game 7s, a rare fact in a world full of exaggerations. Also, if you like the content, please consider subscribing for more facts content. Thank you. Moving on to health, you've probably heard that coffee dehydrates you. But does it really? To get to the bottom of this, let's bring Dr. Thomas, an expert on nutrition and wellness.
The truth is, it doesn't. While caffeine is mildly diuretic, research shows that the water in your coffee more than offsets any fluid loss. So your morning cup actually counts toward hydration. In short, coffee wakes you up, but it doesn't dry you out.
Let's talk money, one of the most debated topics. People often assume that most millionaires are born rich, inheriting fortunes passed down from their parents. But that's another myth.
Studies by Fidelity and WealthX show that about 79% of millionaires are self-made. Many built wealth through entrepreneurship, saving, or investing, not inheritance. Of course, privilege and opportunity still play roles. But the idea that everyone rich was born rich simply doesn't hold up under data.
The takeaway, wealth isn't evenly distributed, but it's not always inherited either. And for our final fact of the week, a little history. You've probably heard that Napoleon Bonaparte was unusually short. In fact, the term Napoleon complex came from that myth. But here's the truth. Napoleon stood around 5'6" or 5'7", which was average height for a Frenchman in the early 1800s.
The confusion came from differences between French and British measurements, and British propaganda that loved to paint him as small and insecure. So, no, Napoleon wasn't short. He was just slandered by his enemies.
This week we covered politics, sports, money, health, and even a little history. 5 claims, 5 facts. If any of these surprised you, let me know in the comments. And if you enjoy learning what's true, not just what's trending, then subscribe and join us next week for another round of the Facts channel. See you soon.